if you're gonna idolize those things or use those blessings to replace him, you're not gonna get it. Like, why do I get all the mentally ill? So like, I thought, oh, they're just, all the negative things are gone and now we're happy. No, it's like all the negative things are gone and now I'm alone. Be monetized on YouTube. Jamila, you don't even post. Like, hello, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Jamila. I post faith-based content, crochet, things like that, lifestyle. Today we are going to be getting into my 2025 prayer board, looking at how things have changed, and also we're going to be talking about what God revealed to me about my heart through my 2025 prayer board. This will also be a discussion about my 2026 rebrand. I'm not going to do a video detailing like my 2026 prayer board or anything like that, just because I feel like that should be very intimate with God. But I definitely do love looking back at the past and seeing how things have changed. I sat down with my 2025 prayer board expecting to see a bunch of answered prayers, but what I really saw is my heart posture, and boy oh boy was it worldly. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into my 2025 prayer board. This is her. Now I won't lie, she's pretty. I know you guys can tell the lighting is so like, okay, you guys can see it. She's cute. Lots of things going on here. So we have my career, I have health, relationship, family, and then I had a envelope for prayers or prayed, and an envelope for answered. And there are a couple answered prayers in there, okay? So it's not all bad. It's not all bad. First, we're gonna get into the career folder and we're gonna talk about what is in here and if it was answered. So the index card that was in my career envelope says, Lord, help me to truly see my purpose through your eyes, so that no matter what career you have chosen for me, I may be able to fully walk in the job you have put me there to fill. This was a good one. I'm not gonna lie. This was actually answered for me this year, because while I am still at my same job that I've been at since starting this year, my career path has shifted drastically. Transparently, I thought I was always going to go to PA school. When I first started college, I wanted to go to med school, but then it transformed to PA school because after I had my daughter, I realized I didn't want to do the whole 4-year plus another 4-year plus another whoever knows years to become a doctor. But I had no real reason for why I wanted to be a PA, to be honest with you. I just thought I loved medicine so much and I thought that was my purpose, my calling, when in reality that was just me trying to glorify myself and my name, and had nothing to do with God or serving the kingdom. Also, transparently, I really did not like medicine. I used to work at a nursing home for a short amount of time and absolutely hated the smells. I just should have known then, girl, this is not what you're doing. This is not what you're cut out for. But when I say Jesus is Lord, I asked him to help me to see my purpose through his eyes. When I tell you, I have applied to, so little quick story here. When I graduated college, I majored in psychology. Psychology has always been my first love. Always passionate about that, just because I have so much history with that, with my family, with me. Like psychology, mental illness is all something that I'm very passionate about. Never thought to work in that field, right? And it's funny because that's what I do right now. I work with behavioral health children. But I don't know how to say this. I have decided that I am going to go get my doctorate in clinical psych. I can't really say too much about it yet because there's some things in the works and I don't want to talk too much. But I will tell you this. I have applied, okay, to become a clinical psychologist. And when I tell you that is completely different than what I thought I was going to be doing. I thought I was going to be a PA. I thought I was going to go to med school. I thought I was going to be a doctor. Well, PsyDs and PhDs are still doctors. So I asked God to open my eyes towards the shift in my career, and he did just that. But it required my obedience. It required me to do something that he's been telling me to do for years and I did not do. Once I did that, hold on, because I don't think y'all hear me. That is when it came to me. That is when it's like, Jamila, you love psychology. You love your job. The only jobs you've ever loved is the ones when you worked with mental health. So why not do that? And so then I applied. And then I was like, I was already qualified for it because I didn't need to do extra work. I didn't need to take the GRE. I didn't need to take extra classes. But for PA school, I did. I was already qualified. I already had what I needed. I just needed to trust that. And then I applied and all my applications were accepted and I got interviews. Jesus is Lord. I'm sorry. Is my path. This is my calling. This is what I'm good at. I am the mediator of my family. When things go wrong, people come to Miss Jamila. Jamila, I don't know what to do. I need advice on this. I need help with this. And I'm the one to calm everybody down. Seems like everybody who had something wrong mentally would just come to me. And it's like, why do I get all the mentally ill? And I thought about it and I said, I'm really good at what I do. I'm really good at calming people down. I'm really good at de-escalating. I'm really good at talking to people that other people are afraid to talk to because they think something's wrong with them. I used to work in an inpatient behavioral health facility at Children's Hospital and work with a broad range of mental illness. And people, when I tell you people were scared to talk to the children with like severe mental illnesses, I wasn't. I said, oh, what's up? Like, what you want to eat? You want a snack? Like, it was normal for me. And people would always say, I don't know how you do that. I don't know how you talk. I don't know how you go and chase after them kids who's trying to escape. Y'all, when I would say, I don't know either, I just did it. Like, that just goes to show you are already qualified for what God is calling you to do. I tell you, I wasted money on just being disobedient. I wasted money to take extra classes that I couldn't even get my money back for PA school. Meanwhile, I was already qualified, had already had the certifications and qualifications to apply to PsyD programs. And I didn't need to pay no extra money. I didn't even have to pay money for the application, y'all. The fees were waived. What I tell you, I'll really show you when you listen that it could have been so easy all along. Like, I'm sorry, I'm getting too much into that. That's just the one that opened my eyes the most, because I'm not gonna lie, that's probably one of the only prayers that were answered, because everything else was just so worldly and so like self-glorified. This was the only one where I truly surrendered. Like, God, whatever you want from me, I'll take it. And that's really what I said, and that's what I got. So I'm just grateful, thankful, thank you, Jesus. But so now we're gonna get into health. It says, Lord, help me to be mindful of what I put in my body and allow me to take care of the temple you have blessed me with. Towards the end of the year, I really did slack. Like, towards the beginning of the year, I was doing great. I cooked a lot of home cooked meals. I ate at home a lot. I rarely ate out.
Wingstop, Chinese food, pizza.
That's sort of a lie. I did eat out a lot. End of the year, I think it got worse just because my mental health got worse and a lot of things in my life were going on that just, I really wasn't taking care of myself. So I didn't do that great with this. I also feel like in those moments, I didn't ask God for help. And he can't help you if you don't ask. So I really just was impulsively eating whatever I wanted. And if I felt like I wanted Jersey Mike's that day, I was going to Jersey Mike's. So it was just that kind of year. The next one is relationship. This one is a little heavy, but Lord, please continue molding me to be the best wife I can be to my husband. Continue to prune all of the negative aspects out of my relationship so that our future marriage will thrive and last. So I'm single. It's really not funny. Like, it's really not funny. It's actually really traumatizing. So what I will say is I'm not married, so never was. But when I said I wanted to be the best wife I can to be for my husband, it was like whoever God has chosen for me. That's what I meant by that. Then when I went on to say continue to prune all of the negative aspects out of my relationship, he did that. This was an answered prayer. I'm not gonna lie to you, because he did prune all of the negative aspects. He pruned the man. He pruned all of it. He took it all. Like, so I will say this is an answered prayer, because he is molding me into the best wife I can be. Because to be honest with you, I had a lot of things going on God is still working with me on, but as far as being impulsive, as far as being lazy, those are not qualities of in a good wife, in a biblical wife. So he's pruning me out of those, and there are more signs that I'm getting each day, like get up early this day, Jamila, like get in your word more, cook more at home instead of eating out. Like, there are a lot of things God is working with me on and that I noticed, and the more I step out and obey, the more I see the changes. So I would say this is an answered prayer, although it's not the way I wanted it to be. Like, it's not answered the way I thought it'd be answered. Like, I thought, oh, they're just, all the negative things are gone and now we're happy. No, it's like all the negative things are gone and now I'm alone. Like, I laugh at my trauma, y'all. I'm sorry. It's the way I cope. Okay. Next is family. Lord, please bless my family and keep us all safe from harm and evil. Protect us from sickness, disaster, and danger. Psalm 91, my favorite psalm. This has been answered because my family has been protected this year from sickness, disaster, and danger. There have been some little scares here and there throughout the year, but for most of it, we've been good. So I am thankful, gracious, and just happy that God has answered this prayer, because I did not need that this year. I'm not gonna lie. That would have been my 13th reason, but it has not been, so love that. This next part is the part that is really showing my heart posture. When I say this board revealed my heart, it is this part right here, because it's crazy. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, it's crazy. Like, a lot of these things that I asked for, I was not going to get based off of what I even said. So let's get into the prayed. Well, before I do that, let's get into the answered folder, because I want to talk about the the cards that were answered. I only have 2 answered prayers in here, but I want to talk about them because I think these are really important and they happened. They were answered, you know. First one was to strengthen my relationship with you and get baptized, which I was baptized in April. That definitely did happen. I definitely strengthened my relationship with God. I definitely, like, all the things, like, love that down. That was answered. This one says get an A in microbiology and all other classes I take this year. I actually did get an A in microbiology, but like I said, I wasted my money on that class because I didn't need to take that. I didn't need to take that. I thought I was going to PA school when I started this year. Ended the year applying to PsyD programs. So, but I did get an A and that prayer was answered. So hey, an answered prayer is an answered prayer. Am I right? We're gonna get into the prayed but did not get answered folder. We got a lot in here. We got about 5. We got about 5 of them. 6. First prayer, make $10,000 from my crochet business. Now, this was very ambitious of me. I'm not gonna lie, because I don't know how I was gonna make that much money if I wasn't even that active in my business. Like, I did launch my website in October, but I didn't do as many markets. I wasn't as active on my like social media pages. I wasn't trying to make that. I really thought God was just gonna hand that to me. Why? I don't know. I really feel like that showed my heart a lot. This next one, y'all, when I tell you I've been praying this, not even praying, I've been saying this for about 3 years. Be monetized on YouTube. Jamila, you don't even post. Like, heart isn't even set in the right place, then you're not going to get what you ask for, because he's going to look at your heart posture. He's going to look at your intentions, and if you're going to idolize those things or use those blessings to replace him, you're not going to get it. So I wasn't monetized this year, but honestly that's because I didn't post a lot this year. I posted like here and there, and then I stopped posting for 8 months. Okay, this one I crumpled up and threw away, but then I picked it out the trash because I was like, I need to be transparent. I need to be true about the prayers that I prayed and not act like I didn't say this, because I really didn't want this at one point. Be engaged. So I'm actually not engaged. I'm actually not even in a relationship anymore. But I did talk about that already, kind of with the relationship thing, what was going on there. But when I tell you at the beginning of this year, I definitely thought that's where my life was heading. I'm so grateful and thankful and blessed that I did not do that, because I tell you, when I said that the career thing, as far as like, as soon as I was obedient, God showed me my real career, what I really need to be doing. This was what I meant. Like, I was obedient in leaving that relationship, and that is what resulted in this newfound like perspective. But I am not married, so if you see the little ringy here, I'm not engaged, not married. It's actually a purity ring. Okay, but it's actually really cute. I got myself a purity ring for my birthday, just to, as a gift to myself, to show myself that this is really me saving myself for my husband, and I just don't want any flings. I don't want any hiccups. I just don't want none of that no more. Yes, I do have 2 kids. I'm the Virgin Mary, okay? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna say that. But hey, dodged the bullet, like whatever Beyonce said. Next was to clear my credit card debt. That didn't happen. What actually happened was they increased my limit, and now I'm in more debt. It's the one thing that God is also working with me on, because if I want to be a good wife, I need to be smart with my money. I don't need to be the wife that's out here sneaking shopping and running up credit cards without her husband knowing, and now we're in debt. And also, I can't clear credit card debt if I don't have the mindset, if I don't even have that mindset. And I wasn't in that mindset. I was in the mindset, oh, if I got my credit card, I can just swipe it. No, if you don't have the money, you shouldn't be using it. That's just that. Read the Bible in a year was my next one. I don't know why I thought it was very ambitious. I'm not gonna lie, I read a lot of the Bible this year, like a lot. I didn't read the whole Bible this year, but I read a lot of it. And sometimes you pray for stuff and you just wonder, why did I even ask for that? Like, what's the purpose of me reading the Bible in a year? Just to say I did it? Like, for the wisdom, yeah, that's great, but like, why do you want to read the Bible in a year? I just rather slow take it. I'd rather be really deep into one book for the whole year and really get something out of that than read the whole Bible in a year and get nothing. So I didn't get that answer, but that honestly wasn't that important to me, which is why I shouldn't even said that. Whatever. Last thing, which I don't really think was answered all the way yet, but I think God is working on it with me. I really think this is something that's in the works, and it is find a community of sisters in Christ. I don't know, God is working with me on friendships overall. My dream is to really find a good sisterhood of like girls that really love Christ down, are really devoted to him. And while I have passed by some people this year that gives me that vibe, I haven't really found my community, you know what I mean? Those were all my prayed but not answered things, and now we're gonna get into the things that I've learned about my heart through these prayers and what will be changing for my 2026 rebrand. So let's get into my 2026 rebrand. 3 of the main themes that I saw in a lot of my prayers were worldly wealth, self-glory, and disobedience. Let's talk about worldly wealth. Matthew 6 verse 19 to 21, it says, "Don't store up for yourselves treasures on earth, where moth and rust destroy and where thieves break in and steal. But store up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust destroys and where thieves don't break in and steal. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also." The things that you ask for, the things that you pray for, you can't take them with you when you die. Okay, you cannot take the worldly wealth. The $10,000 that I wanted for my crochet business, I can't take that with me into heaven. Okay, but what I can take is heavenly wealth. Worldly wealth versus heavenly wealth are the 2 things that I feel like I've learned the most this year. Worldly wealth is what is in the world. Everyone is striving for these things. Everybody wants these things. These are materialistic things that die off and not, you know, be eternal. Heavenly wealth are fruit, your fruit. Are you glorifying Jesus? Are you spreading the gospel? Are you saving lives through that? Because when you save lives, those lives are going with you into heaven, right? I want to do more serving this next year rather than taking, and so this is something that I really want God to work with me on, because I just been getting so convicted lately with not serving the kingdom, with not actually like giving to the poor, with not tithing as much as I need to be tithing. Like, I want to be more fluent in that aspect of my spiritual life, because I wanted those things for myself. I didn't want those to serve the kingdom. I didn't write those knowing that I was going to give back with that money, you know, because I didn't have that intention. Now I have that heart posture, but when I wrote this down, I did not. So that is probably most likely why those things did not happen, and also that's not what God had for me. Another main theme that I learned is self-glory or self-glorification. I wanted these things because I wanted to say, oh, I did that, look at me, give me all the attention, say, oh my gosh, I'm so proud of you, like, give me the glory. God should be getting the glory. And then the last thing, main theme that I learned from my board was disobedience, because I can ask for God to clear my credit card debt, but when he tells me not to buy that in the store with my credit card, why aren't you listening? I can ask God to help me be more clean with my eating, help me be more healthy in general, help me take care of my temple. But if I'm willingly going out and eating more than I should, or not going to the gym because I don't want to, that's not going to happen. The disobedience was also a big thing for me, because I actively ignored God's voice. Like, I actively felt the urge to go to the gym and not go because I didn't want to. The new themes that I'll be taking into 2026, I don't want any material things. I'm not asking for a new anything. I'm just asking for God to use me as a vessel to serve his people. That's really all I want, because that's really all we need to be doing as followers. Everything else will be given to us. Matthew 6:33 literally says, seek first the kingdom, and then all these things will be given unto you. When you have that true heart posture of really wanting to serve God and spread the gospel, all those things that you want but don't ask for, like the new car, the apartment, the acceptance, baby, the family, the husband, the wife, all those things will be given to you, because God delights in giving you your desires. But you need to seek first the kingdom. You don't need to seek these treasures first. You don't need to seek money first. You don't need to seek advice first. You need to seek the kingdom. Those things will be given to you. So that is just something that I am trying to focus on as well for 2026. And then my last thing is asking for fruit, not materials. Instead of asking God for more, I'm going to ask for patience, because when I ask for patience, he gives you tests to like force you to use patience to pass that. So be careful with what you ask for. But self-control, right? That's a fruit. And I cannot eat healthy and go to the gym and be consistent and be, you know, all of that if I don't have self-control. So I'm not going to go and spend my money knowing I don't have the money to spend. I'm not going to go and eat unhealthy knowing that I could be eating healthy and I could be nourishing my body. Self-control is something you should be asking for, not a better routine, not a meal plan. You should be asking for self-control, okay? In fact, when you seek the internal things, the external things will literally just attract to you. They will literally come to you like a magnet, because you have what you need to steward that, to steward my blessings better. I've already been blessed with a car. I've already been blessed with the beautiful, healthy children. I've already been blessed with a roof over my head. I need to steward these things before God can give me more. So Luke 16 verse 10 to 11 says, whoever can be trusted with very little can also be trusted with much, and whoever is dishonest with very little will also be dishonest with much. So if you have not been trustworthy in handling worldly wealth, who will trust you with true riches? And this was something that I pondered on last night. This was my Bible study verse of the night, because it just hit me. I can't even be trustworthy in handling the amount of money in the world. Why would he trust me with the true riches of the kingdom? Worldly wealth is not true rich, is not true richness. It's like people really built up worldly wealth, but the inside is rotten food all on the inside. Yeah, that's pretty much it, you guys. I don't know, I think that was a pretty good video. I think that telling you about my prayer board and just telling you about all the prayers that weren't answered. I'm really trying to be very transparent and do more of these sit down videos and just talk to you, because I love to talk. I love to talk about Jesus first and foremost. So thank you so much for tuning into this video. If you are making your 2026 rebrand, make sure you include Jesus in it. It's not really the same exact, but similar things I've been asking for over 5 years. We need to stop asking for the material things and ask for the fruit. So that's, like I said, for me, that's what I've been convicted about. But for you, obviously do what God is telling you to do. If God is telling you to keep praying persistently, because the persistent woman in the Bible kept praying and she got what she wanted, right? So keep being persistent in prayer, but just know when you need to make a shift as well, because if you keep praying for the same thing and you notice there's something about it that you get it, but then it's gone quickly, something's wrong with how you're stewarding that. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you so much for just tuning in and watching it if you watched all the way to the end. If this is something that you are also doing, make sure you let me know what was on your 2025 prayer board and if any of those were answered or not, because I love to hear about it. And I will see you guys in my next video.